Welcome to BM's Music Biz Mastery. Hi, lovely people. We know that mastering can seem like a mystical art form, but fear not. In this video, we're going to break it down and teach you how to master your music like a pro, right from your home studio. No need to hire a mastering engineer. They must be wondering where their next gig is coming from. So grab your notepads because we're about to turn your bedroom into a world-class mastering suite. Let's dive in and make your cat's ears perk up in astonishment. Let's talk about 10 tips for doing your own mastering. Tip number 1, understanding the basics of mastering. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let's start with the basics. Mastering is the final step in the music production process, where we prepare the mix for distribution. It involves equalization, compression, limiting, and other processes to achieve a polished and consistent track. Mastering ensures that your music sounds its best on various playback systems, including car stereos, headphones, and high-end speakers. It helps iron out any inconsistencies and optimizes the audio for a uniform listening experience. Tip number 2, the importance of monitoring. The first thing you need for DIY mastering is accurate studio monitors or headphones. They're your window into the music, so invest in good ones. A good mastering sound system allows you to hear all the intricate details and nuances in the music. This level of detail is necessary for tasks like fine-tuning EQ, dynamics processing, and stereo imaging adjustments. Without a reliable monitoring system, you may miss subtle imperfections or issues in the audio. High-quality speakers and amplifiers have lower levels of noise and distortion, which means you can hear the audio with minimal interference or coloration. This is essential for maintaining the purity of the audio signal during mastering. Tip number 3, pre-mastering preparations. Before sending your track for mastering, ensure that your final mix is as close to perfect as possible. Address any mixing issues, such as EQ adjustments, level balancing, and panning. Export your final mix as a high-resolution WAV or AIFF file with common bit depths for mastering being 24-bit or 32-bit float. Avoid using lossy formats like MP3 for mastering. Leave sufficient headroom in your mix. This means that the loudest peak of your mix should be around -3 to -6 dBFS, decibels full scale, to prevent clipping and distortion during mastering. Remove any limiting or heavy compression on your master bus during the export, as the mastering engineer will handle the final loudness and dynamics adjustments. Tip number 4, EQ and frequency balancing. Use EQ to balance frequencies, addressing low-end rumble, harshness, and enhancing clarity. Start with a flat, neutral EQ curve, allowing you to make informed adjustments. Identify problematic frequencies using a narrow Q on a parametric EQ. Begin with subtractive EQ to remove unwanted resonances or issues. Focus on enhancing musical elements like vocal clarity, bass warmth, or cymbal sparkle. Tip number 5, compression and dynamic control. Apply light, gentle compression to control dynamics and enhance perceived loudness without overdoing it. Subtly control the mix dynamics to maintain a consistent and balanced sound. For precise tonal balance, consider using multi-band compression, targeting specific frequency ranges. Start with a low compression ratio, 1.5, 1 or 2, 1 for effectiveness. Use slow attack, 10 to 30 ms, and release, 100 to 300 ms times to preserve natural transients and avoid artifacts. Monitor the gain reduction. 3 dB is often sufficient to prevent overcompression. Reference well-mastered tracks in your genre for compression guidance to maintain competitive loudness and dynamics. Tip number 6, limiting for loudness. Applying limiting during the mastering process is a key step to ensure the final mix reaches a competitive and consistent level of loudness. Limiters help control the peaks in the audio, preventing clipping and allowing you to maximize the overall volume. To use a limiter effectively, set the threshold to catch occasional peaks without excessive gain reduction. Gentle adjustments are often more transparent and yield better results. Carefully monitor the output levels to avoid overcompression, which can negatively impact the dynamics and clarity of the music. The goal is to strike a balance between loudness and maintaining the integrity of the mix, ensuring it sounds polished and professional across various playback systems. Tip number 7. Reference tracks. Always compare your master to professional tracks. This helps you maintain perspective and ensures your master stands up to industry standards. Tip number 8. Stereo imaging and mono compatibility. Pay attention to stereo imaging to ensure your music translates well to various playback systems. Check for mono compatibility too. Stereo imaging and mastering enhances the spatial qualities of your mix. Utilize mid-side processing or stereo wideners to control width. Maintain monofocus on crucial elements like vocals and bass, while subtly widening others for spatial depth. Strive for a balanced stereo spread, avoiding excessive adjustments to ensure mono compatibility across playback systems. Tip number 9. Dithering if needed. When reducing bit depth for distribution, such as going from 24-bit to 16-bit, applying dithering is crucial. Dithering adds minimal noise to the audio, effectively masking quantization errors that may arise during this process. This subtle noise ensures a seamless transition between bit depths, ultimately preserving audio quality. Tip number 10. Exporting the final master. Once satisfied with your master, export it as a high-resolution WAV file. Decide on normalization, which adjusts peak levels. Some engineers skip this step for a consistent peak across tracks. Configure settings and start the export. Listen to the exported file for quality and errors. Add essential metadata, track titles, artist info, ISRC codes, before delivering the final master to meet client or platform specs. And there you have it, folks. DIY mastering isn't as daunting as it may seem. With practice and a critical ear, you can achieve professional-sounding results right from your home studio. Remember, mastering is both an art and a science, so keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep making amazing music. If this video provided even a fraction of a chuckle or nugget of wisdom, throw us a like, subscribe, we need the dough, and ring that bell like it's a cash register. Until next time, may your mastering skills pay the bills.